In my recent interview with Gary Taubes and Dr. David Ludwig, we discussed the concerns with recent NIH-funded nutrition studies and how the new leadership at NIH has promised to support better, more clinically impactful research. And as a prime example of the unhelpful prior study designs, we referenced the graph in Gary's Substack article from the study by Kevin Hall. Now, in this government-funded study, the researchers compared the number of calories people ate on an ad lib, plant-based, low-fat diet to an animal-based, low-carb diet. And here's the graph. Now, it can be a little confusing, so what Gary did was he broke this down for each of the 4 individual weeks. And what you see here is that in the very first week, those eating the low-fat diet in blue ate about the same number of calories as the low-carb diet in red. Then in the second week, the low-carb group trends down while the low-fat group trends up, although not enough to be statistically significant. So it begs the question, what would happen if they continued for more than 2 weeks? Would the trend continue so that those on the low-carb group would be eating even fewer calories? Well, they didn't ask that question, so we don't know. Instead, they switched to the opposite diet after only 2 weeks. So now, once they switched the diet, now we see the blue line go up. These are the individuals who started low-fat and changed to low-carb and started eating more calories. And the red line goes down. They're the ones who started low-carb and changed to low-fat. But look what happens the second week. The now low-fat group starts increasing their calories, and the now low-carb group starts decreasing calories. But again, we don't know what happens next since the study ends after only 2 weeks. So you graphically can see the concerns, right? First, they started off eating the same number of calories. It was only after they switched that the calories changed. This is called the carryover effect. And both before and after the switch, the low-carb group was trending down the second week, begging the question, what would happen if the study continued beyond 2 weeks? So you can see how the study was designed to fail, as David Ludwig put it in his Stat News article. Only 2 weeks of monitoring and no washout period between the diets makes the conclusions meaningless, or as Gary Taubes says, even worse than meaningless because it's misleading. Now, if you want more details about the study and how we can design better studies that provide more meaningful clinical information, please see our full interview on our YouTube page or wherever you get your podcasts. And the timing couldn't be more important given the opportunity with the new leadership at NIH committed to funding better, more meaningful research. So thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Bret Scher, and we will see you here next time at Metabolic Mind, a nonprofit initiative of Bazooki Group.